Dear friends, today I am going to teach you about read-only memory. In short, it is known as a ROM. What is read-only memory means? The data or instruction, whatever it is there, which is already stored in the memory device, and that can be read-only. It cannot be altered, it cannot be changed. You cannot rewrite some data over that memory devices. A read-only memory, which is abbreviated with ROM and rhymes with the MOM, is an IC that can store thousands of binary numbers representing computer instruction and other fixed data. So it is a kind of things which is actually storing the binary instructions and other fixed data. That means data which cannot be changed. Once it is written, that data is stored permanently in a ROM. A good example of the fixed data is the unchanging information in a mathematical table. In a mathematical table, if some data is given to you and you have to access that data, you have to make some arithmetics over that data, then whatever data which is given to you, that is your permanent data, or it is called unchanging data, or it is a fixed data. And there may be a software, there may be a set of instructions, there may be a program which cannot be changed. So that is known as a permanent data, and that can be stored in a ROM. Since the numerical data do not change, they can be stored in a ROM, included in a computer system, and used as a lookup table when needed. Some of the smaller ROMs are also used to implement truth table. In other words, we can use ROM instead of sum of product circuit to generate any Boolean function. So, to design a logic circuit, we have studied a various method. The first method was sum of product method. Second method was product of sums method. Corresponding to this, there was a NAND circuit equivalent and there was NOR circuit equivalent was there. Then the third way, we can design a logic circuit using four variable truth table, that was we have seen multiplexer. IC 74150 is a universal logic circuit which can also actually implement any 4 variable truth table. That's why it is known as a universal logic circuit. This is the fourth way you can actually design a logic circuit using ROM. So here that is also we are going to study here, that sum of product equation can be implemented using ROM to generate any Boolean functions. Initially, how the ROM can be prepared, that can be studied using diode ROM. So here there are horizontal lines and there will be vertical lines. Horizontal and vertical lines are not connected to each other, and only they are going to be making a connected through a switch, and that switch is known as a diode switch. Using a diode, horizontal line and vertical line can be connected. When the diode is going to be forward bias, it is connected. When the diode is reverse bias, it is open and it is not connected. Suppose we want to build a circuit that can store a binary number shown in a table 4.9. To keep the track of what the number are stored, we will assign the addresses. Now, actually in a diode ROM, we store the nibbles, we store the data. Now, there is another question. When you want to retrieve the data, where the data is, you don't know. So, you have to give them some addresses, or locations has to be addresses. That means which data is stored where, that you should know. So, each data which is going to be stored, which is also assigned addresses. For instance, we want to store a data 0111 at address 0, 1000 at address 1, 1011 at address 2, and so forth as truth table. How this can be done? So you need addresses and where the data is going to be located. It is just like that. In Ahmedabad, so many people are storing so many places, but where you are going to be there to locate a person, address is required. So here also in a memory devices where that particular data is there, to find out you need to locate through the addresses. Figure 4.39 shows one way to store the nibbles given in table 4.9. When the switch is in position 0, address 0, the upper row of the diodes are conducting currents. They act as a closed switch and the output of the ROM is thus Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0, that is equal to 0, 1, 1, 1. So one way to implement the diode ROM is using this rotary switch as shown in the circuit. We will see that actually the rotary switch which is having 8 different contacts, and that means 8 different position rotary switch can be moved, and corresponding to that you will be having 8 different data can be stored. When the switch is moved to the position 1, the second row is activated and Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 0. As you move the switch to the remaining positions or addresses, you get Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 output that matches the nibbles given in table 4.9. Now you can see in this circuitry, here is this is the rotary switch. This is the center positions. Center contact is going to be there where plus 5 volt is connected. This rotary switch is going to be when it is in a position 0. This line is going to be activated. This plus 5 volt is connected to 0 line, and this horizontal line is with the plus 5 volt. These are the 4 vertical lines will be there. These 4 vertical lines are connected to the ground through some resistance, and the output is taken here Y3, Y2, Y1 and Y0, and this horizontal line and vertical lines are connected through some of the diodes depending upon what kind of data you want to store. Suppose you want to store a 0, 1, 1, 1 on a address 0, then what happens? This line from this to this connections Y3, nothing is going to be connected. So here the switch is open. So Y3 output is going to be 0 because no current will be passing in this circuit, and Y3 is going to be 0. But when this is plus 5 volt and this is at a ground potential, so what happens? This diode becomes forward bias, and because this diode is going to be forward bias, the current is going to be passing through this one, and this diode will be working as a closed switch, and output of Y2 is equal to plus 5 volt minus voltage drop across the diode, and that is the potential appear at Y2, and ICR is the current passing through this resistance, or that is the voltage drop which is going to be appear at Y2. So 5 volt minus forward voltage drop is 0.7 volt of this diode, and hence it is going to be 4.3 volt is going to be appear at Y2, which is considered to be 1, binary 1. Same thing is going to be happen with this diode also. So here also it is 0.7 volt will be dropped, and this Y1 is also going to be 4.3 volt, Y0 is similarly 4.3 volt, and hence the output Y3 is going to be 0, Y2 is going to be 1, Y1 is going to be 1, and Y0 is going to be 1. So we can say that when it is a location 0 is going to be there, data which is going to be retrieved is going to be 0, 1, 1, 1. And this way diode is used to connect this horizontal line and vertical lines here. Similarly, at location 1, if you want to store 1, 0, 0, 0, then only one of the diode is connected here between this line and this line. So what happens when the switch position is going to be in one now this line is going to be activated, and here there is a 5 volt is going to be there, and this diode will be conducting, and output is going to be Y3 is going to be 1, and this output is going to be 0, this output is going to be 0, this output is going to be 0. So you can say that 1, 0, 0, 0, this kind of data is stored at the location 1. Similarly, at location 2, if the switch position is going to be rotate here at 2, this line is going to be activated. So output of, because of this diodes, output of Y3 is going to be 1, because of this diodes, output of Y1 is going to be 1, and because of this diode, output of Y0 is going to be 0, 1, and this one, it is not connected anywhere. So, y2 is going to be 0 and data 1 0 1 1, that is stored at the location 2, and this way you can prepare a diode ROM manually. Now, this switch is a rotary switch. So, manually, if you want to find out what is the data at different location, to retrieve that data, you have to utilize the switch manually, you have to rotate it. So, this is a manual rotation is going to be there. Now, similar way, whatever data you want to store, that can be stored in a similar manner. If you want to store some another data, that also can be possible. How it is possible? Suppose at this location, I want to store 0 1 1 0. Then what I have to do? Diode has to be connected from here to this line. Diode has to be connected from this to this line. That means here this diode will not be connected. So 0 1 1 1 will be stored at location 1, and that way whatever data you want to store, that is your predetermined data. Accordingly, this diode configuration has to be made in diode row. Now, instead of using a manual switch or rotary switch, you can utilize a electronics device which is known as a 3-line to 8-line decoder. So, 3 lines is supposed to be the input ABC, and 8 lines is a different output. That is depending upon ABC, because there are 3 inputs, 2 raised to 3. 8 output is going to be possible, and this 8 output 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 can be given as a addresses, and at this different addresses you can store a different binary data. Rather than the switch select the addresses as shown in the figure 4.39, a manufacturer uses on-chip decoding. Figure 4.40 illustrates the idea. The 3 input pins ABC supplies the binary address of the stored number. ABC will be having a combination from 000 to 111, and hence there are 8 locations is going to be possible. That means 8 different addresses are going to be possible where the data is going to be stored. Then one of the 8 decoder produce a high output to one of the diode row, and that way that particular output is going to be activated, and whatever data is going to be stored over there, that can be retrieved. For instance, if ABC is going to be 100, one of the 8 decoder applies to the high voltage to the A, B bar, C bar line, and the ROM output is Y3, Y2, Y1, 0, Y0, that is equal to 0, 1, 1, 0. So, this is actually your address or location where this is the data which is going to be stored. The ROM output changed to Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 if the data input address is going to be changed. Now, this you can see that this is 3-line to 8-line decoder, or one of the 8 decoder, one of the 8 output is going to be activated. Here 3 input AND gates are going to be utilized, and here the bus bar system is going to be utilized where A and A bar is available, B and B bar is available, C and C bar is available. So when this output is going to be activated, or it is going to be high, when A is going to be 0, B is going to be 0, C is going to be 0, but A bar is going to be high, B bar is going to be high, and C bar is going to be high. So these are the input connected to this AND gate. So when A, B and C is going to be 0, that means the location is, address location is going to be 0 0 0, then output of this AND gate, that is a fundamental product A bar, B bar, C bar, this horizontal line is going to be activated, and at this location whatever data is going to be there, that data you can obtain as output Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0. So here no diode is connected, so Y3 is going to be 0, Here the diode is connected or connecting as a switch. So this output, which is high, which is going to be appear on the vertical line, and Y2 is going to be high. Similarly, Y1 is going to be high. Similarly, Y0 is going to be high. If you change any other data, say 1 0 0, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0. That means what input you have to connect? A bar, A, B bar, C bar. Here A is connected because A is already high, B is low, so B bar is going to be high, so that should be connected to this input. C is low, so C bar is going to be high, that should be connected to this AND gate. So A, B bar, C bar, this line is going to be high when address 100 is going to be selected. And on this address, what will be the data which is going to be available? On this address, this line is going to be activated. That means this Y3 is going to be low. Here diode is there, so Y2 is going to be high, Y1 is going to be high, and Y0 is going to be low. So 0, 1, 1, 0. This data is going to be available. Anything you can do it accordingly. Suppose you select address 6. That means 110. A is equal to 1. So A is connected to the input. B is equal to 1. So that is connected here. C is equal to 0. So C bar is connected here, which is going to be high. So all the three input is going to be high. So output of this gate is going to be high. And this line is going to be activated. Only this line is going to be high. So data which is going to be available, Y3 is going to be 0, Y2 is going to be 0, Y1 is going to be high, and Y0 is going to be 0. So 0, 0, 1, 1, that data is going to be appear on address 6, that is 110. This way, with online decoding, an input can select 2 raised to n memory location. N indicates number of inputs. Here we have the number of 3 inputs. ABC was there. So 2 raised to 3, 8 combination is going to be possible. So 8 address line is going to be possible. If you are having 4 inputs ABCD, then 2 raised to 4, 16 memory location is going to be possible. If there are 8 address line, then 2 raised to 8, that is going to be 256 memory location is going to be possible. If you are having 10 input lines, that means 2 raised to 10, 1024 words can be stored, or address line is going to be there, where where the data can be stored. Commercially available ROMs. A binary number is sometimes called a word. Either you can say that word which is length of byte, maybe word of 8 bits, word of 4 bits, which is known as a debug. In a computer, binary numbers or words represent instruction, alphabet letters, decimal numbers, etc. The circuit given in figure 4.40 is 32 bits ROM organized as 8 words. So in our previous circuit, here how many bits are going to be utilized? Here there are 3 address lines. So 8 words can be stored. That means 8 address location is going to be there. And over each address location, there are word length is going to be nibble or bit, 4 bits are going to be there. So 4 multiplied by 8, that is 32 bit organized, and this system is going to be there. So the circuit given in figure 4.40 is a 32 bits ROM organized as a 8 word. It can store 8 words with 4 bits at each addresses and 8 multiplied by 4 ROMs. The ROM given in figure 4.40 is for instructional purpose only, because you would not build this kind of circuit with discrete components, because this connection is very difficult, because you have to connect so many diodes as a switch between horizontal and vertical directions. Moreover, you need this kind of devices, that is one of 8 decoder, one of 16 decoder, one of 32 decoder. Like that way, the number of address lines, if you want to increase, then that kind of decoder is also required. And so many AND gates, and this bus bar system is required, which is manually preparing this thing is going to be very difficult. Instead, we will utilize the commercial available ROMs in the market by the TTL circuit or some another company. They are preparing this ROMs commercially, and this ROMs we can utilize for our purpose in a project, etc. For instance, here are some of the TTL ROMs which is going to be available. For here, some of the TTL ROMs are like this: 7488. 74 stand for TTL series. What is the description of this one? 256 bits organized as 32 multiplied by 8. What is the meaning of this? That means there are 32 words can be stored. There are 32 addresses over there, and over each address 8-bit number or 8-bit word can be stored. That means 32 bytes can be stored actually in this IC. So 32 multiplied by 8, that is comes out to be 256 bits organized is going to be there in this particular IC. So how to get this 32 bits, or how to get this 32 words, or output line is going to be 32 output lines, address line is going to be 32 address line. That is, you can have a 5 input as a 5 input to 32 output decoder will be there, or one of the 32 decoder you have to utilize, and each output is considered to be address line, and there are 8 vertical lines will be there. Instead of 4 vertical lines, here there will be 8 vertical lines. So your word length is going to be byte. Similarly, there is another IC 74187. What is the description of this one? 1024 bits organized at 256 multiplied by 4. That means 256 address line is there. Over each address line, there are 4-bit number is going to be stored. That means 256 nibbles can be stored in this particular IC. There is one more IC is given to you, 74S370. This is 74 Scotty TTL. TTL, Scotty TTL is there, which is having 2048 bits organized as 512 multiplied by 4. So 512 address line, which is having 4-bit number is going to be stored. That means 512 words of length 4 bits, that is nibbles, can be stored in this particular IC. So this IC is 2 kilobit IC is there. As you can see, the 7488 can store 32 words of 8-bit each, and 74187 can store 256 words of 4 bits each, and 74H370 can store 512 words of 4 bits each. If you want to store bytes, words with 8 bits, then you can parallel to 4-bit ROMs. So 4-bit 2 ROMs IC can be made parallel, and that means word length you can increase from nibble to byte. For example, 2 parallel 74187s can be stored 256 words of 8 byte. So address line is 256 only, but there are 4 lines of one IC and 4 lines of other IC. They will be combined, and word length of byte can be stored. One way to change the stored number of the ROM is by adding or removing diodes. So if you want to change this data which is already stored in the ROM, then what you have to do? We have to discretely desolder that particular diodes, and wherever there is one is required, you have to connect between horizontal lines and vertical lines with the diode. That means you have to solder and desolder. With the discrete circuit, you would have to solder or unsolder the diode to change the stored nibbles. With integrated circuits, however, you can send a list of the data to be stored to the IC manufacturer, who then produce a mask or photographic template to the circuit. If initially you require so many ROMs, then what manufacturer does, or he will be having a pure 100%, this ROM is going to be there. That means each one vertical lines to the horizontal lines, it is connected with the diode and fuse. So whenever according to your requirement, what kind of data you want to store at various places, at various memory locations or addresses, accordingly he will be utilizing photographic template of the circuit, and some of the fuses he will be burning, and accordingly you will be having a permanent data which is to be stored according to your requirements. So with the integrated circuits, however, you can send a list of the data to be stored to the IC manufacturer. So he will do your job and he will store the data, or he will prepare the ROM with prerequisite data which is already stored at various locations. This mask is used in a mass production of your ROMs. As a rule, ROM are used only for the large production run, thousands or more, because of the manufacturing cost. Because you cannot give this kind of order for a single or two ICs, because that will cost too large. But if you require such kind of ROM for some kind of project, maybe a washing machine, maybe in a micro oven or somewhere, you require a particular chip or certain kind of data which is prerequisite, this kind of order you can give, so it will be cheaper to you, or it is going to be economical to you. Thank you very much, friends.